Well, hello there. A little bit of a lesson, I suppose, today, or a tip, something to look at. Um, I've mentioned this in previous videos, most recently in the Tony Williams series, which there is more of to come. In particular, unisons. Unisons, of course, being all four limbs in that case, playing at the same time with the goal of getting everything to fall together at exactly the same time, so there's no flamming or slurring. So a really cool way you can check this and kind of calibrate it, on your hands at least, is take the snares off. And it's two things. It's a sound and it's a feeling. So the sound aspect of it is, and I'm pretty sure I've heard Gavin Harrison mention this and demonstrate something similar. I don't think I'm imagining that. But there is a kind of a phase effect when a perfect unison happens. So if you're not familiar with what phase means in audio, it's when you have two identical waves that when they're on top of each other, they cancel each other out and you end up with a very weak, thin sound, which is the reason why sometimes people can record drums with several microphones and the overall result is something that doesn't sound big at all. The thought process being that more microphones is going to make a bigger sound and more sound. But it complicates all of those phase relationships, and so it can end up actually making it sound not very good and much thinner. And 4 microphones might sound better than 14. So that's that, it's a thinner sound. And the feeling is, hopefully most of you have had the experience probably as kids of jumping on a trampoline. And if you jump on a trampoline with someone else, you can do that thing where if you jump just at the right time, just as they're landing, and you land at the exact same time that they land, it shoots them up into the air really high. All the energy goes to that person. And that's the feeling that you get with this. When you get a perfect unison, it's always one stick or the other. At least so far I can tell. It's never both of them. It's always one or the other. But you'll hear the sound. So listen for the tone of the drum and listen to the drum singing. I'll just play some like alternating slow flams just to hear the tone. And then I'll start trying to get these unisons to where you can hear the phasing effect, the thin sound. And maybe you'll be able to see it, the stick really sort of flying back with a lot of electricity. So here it goes. I'll just put my headphones on. So here's the tone of the drum, just the tone, the drum. Now, I'll see if I can get this unison thing happening and just show you what it sounds like. Here we go. last ones could really feel, and I feel like you could really hear that. Hopefully you can hear what I mean. There was a couple of moments where I managed to get a few in a row. It's quite hard to get them, all in a row. And I don't know if you could see it, but I can feel like the left hand, sometimes it's the right, but it's, when you get that ticky, thin, plasticky kind of sound. It's like an interruption. Because remember, all I'm doing is just playing singles. So all the interruptions you're hearing are the phasing effect. I think that's a really good one. And the whole idea of that and how you might apply it to everything else is, of course, if you're playing a backbeat or something, you want all these things to line up and be crisp, And the same with everything else. So I reckon that's a good one to try, to kind of calibrate your brain to know that feeling, and then put it onto the drums. Hopefully that's helpful. Let me know in the comments. I'm pretty responsive, so if you have any questions or you'd like me to address something, I may just make a video about it. So let me know in the comments. Let me know if you found that helpful. Thanks.